published 2138 EDT, the 17th of August 2017, updated 2254 EDT, the 17th of August 2017. The highest-ranking naval leaders who were aboard the USS Fitzgerald when the ship crashed in June off the coast of Japan will be removed from duty. ADM William Moran, the Vice Chief of Naval Operations, said Thursday that the ship's captain CMDR Bryce Benson and Executive Officer CMRD Sean Babbitt will be relieved of their command. Additionally, Master Chief Petty Officer Bryce Baldwin, the ship's command Master Chief, is being removed. Nearly a dozen other crew members face punishment. Captain Bryce Benson has been removed from duty following the deadly June 21 crash of the USS Fitzgerald, where 7 sailors lost their lives. Left to right, Executive Officer CMRD Sean Babbitt and Master Chief Petty Officer Bryce Baldwin are removed from duty after the deadly crash of the USS Fitzgerald, with a dozen more crew members expected to be punished. Damage is seen on the guided missile destroyer USS Fitzgerald off the Shimoda coast, after it collided with a Philippine-flagged container ship on June 17. Pictured, the damaged Filipino container vessel ACX Crystal after the crash. Close-up look at the damage to the ACX Crystal after the crash. The warship USS Fitzgerald crashed into Filipino cargo ship ACX Crystal off the coast of Honshu on June 17, claiming the lives of 7 American sailors. Serious mistakes were made by members of the crew, Moran said, adding the bridge team or sailors responsible for keeping watch on the bridge to make sure the ship is safe lost situational awareness. The sailors were unable to respond quickly enough to avoid the disaster once the container ship was spotted. 7 U.S. Navy sailors were killed in the collision. They are top row, left to right Fire Controlman 2nd Class Carlos Victor Ganzon Sabayan, 23, from Chula Vista, CA Gunner's Mate Seaman Dakota Kyle Rigsby, 19, from Palmyra, VA Sonar Technician 3rd Class Nocti Trong Win, 25, from Oakville, CT and Yeoman 3rd Class Shingo Alexander Douglas, 25, from San Diego, California. Bottom row left to right Fire Controlman 1st Class Gary Leo Ream Jr., from Elyria. Personnel Specialist 1st Class Xavier Alec Martin, 24, from Halethorpe, MD and Gunner's Mate 2nd Class Noe Hernandez, 26, from Weslaco. TX damage to the guided missile destroyer USS Fitzgerald is seen as the vessel is berthed at its mother port in Yokosuka, southwest of Tokyo, on June 18, 2017. Separately, the Navy released the results of a review of events that took place aboard the ship after the collision, focusing on the crew's efforts to control damage, save lives and keep the ship afloat. The U.S. Navy faced embarrassing questions in June over how one of their advanced $1.5 billion missile destroyer was struck in near-perfect visibility. Seas were calm and visibility was unrestricted when the crash occurred in the pre-dawn hours. The bow of the container ship, the Philippine-flagged ACX Crystal, slammed into the Fitzgerald's right side above the waterline, quickly flooding several areas inside the ship, including a berthing, or sleeping, area. Heroic efforts prevented the flooding from catastrophically spreading, which could have caused the ship to founder or sink, said Vice Admiral O'Coin at a press conference the day after the collision. The 7 who died are Dakota Kyle Rigsby, 19, Carlos Victor Ganzon Sabayan, 23, Xavier Alex Martin, 24, Shingo Alexander Douglas, 25, Ream Jr., 37, Nocti Trong Win, 25, and Noe Hernandez, 26. The U.S. Navy faced embarrassing questions over how one of their advanced $1.5 billion warships was struck in near-perfect visibility. Devastating damage, the Navy said. The commanding officer of the warship that lost 7 sailors in the collision will be relieved of command. The Fitzgerald's captain, Bryce Benson, was asleep at the time of the collision, and it remains unclear whether the crew called the commanding officer to the bridge. The crash left a huge hole in the hull of the Fitzgerald's starboard side, and water poured into the area where sailors slept. Of the 35 sailors who were in berthing 2 at the time, 28 escaped. 7 drowned. The collision knocked out external communications and cut power in the forward portion of the ship. The Navy review of what happened aboard the ship following the collision found that the 7 deaths could not be blamed on misconduct. It commended the response by the ship's crew, singling out 2 sailors for taking extra steps to help other out of the flooded berthing space, actions that it said likely saved the lives of at least 2 of their shipmates. No damage control efforts, however, would have prevented berthing 2 from flooding completely within the first 2 minutes following the collision, or the deadly circumstances in that situation, the review said. The report said that although some in berthing 2 heard a loud noise at the time of the collision or were thrown from their beds by the force of the impact, some did not realize what had happened and remained in bed. Some remained asleep. At least 1 sailor had to be pulled from his rack and into the water before he woke up, it said.